Evening all. How we doing? How we doing? Let's turn them Christmas tunes down because I know it bugs a lot of you. But you know, I like Christmas. Why can't I have my music on? Evening all. How we doing? I think a couple of people have been knocked off the top actually. Mike won't be in today because he's got work unfortunately. Simon. Evening Simon. I have and had the A500. Many a happy hour playing with it. Yeah, it's good stuff, isn't it? Well, I'll tell you my story on them in a minute. But Stephen, how you doing, Stephen? Amiga A1200. Very nice. Very nice. 2 megs of graphic memory. Ah, you need another one, Stephen, really. Turrican, yes. Turrican 2 as well. Oh, that's me. I nearly said hello to me then. Paddy's in. Evening, Paddy. Paddy had a BBC. Like the Amiga. Yeah, it's a lovely bit of kit. Well, it might be one day. It's not at the moment, but we'll get onto that at a later in a minute. Sean's having a chinky. A chinky? What? So I should think. He's having a cheeky drink of festive cheer. Looking forward to Amiga fun. First computer I laid eyes on was a PET. Yeah, I never saw a PET, to be fair, Sean. I've only seen them recently when I've been watching the guys on YouTube that fix computers. I've been sort of watching quite a few of those recently. I've ordered quite a few bits and pieces from China that I'm waiting on. And Sean, you're saying that your dad worked on the first mainframe computer in the UK called Atlas. Mental. So I'll have to look that up later, Sean. You'll have to fill us in, mate. Evening, Pat. Evening, Nick. Commodore PET, remember doing a course at work using it. Nearly failed it, but you didn't fail it. I used to do the programming years ago on the Commodore VIC, really. I can remember hours and hours typing out all that rubbish on the screen and then pushing the button and it didn't work. Used to copy the programs out of the computer magazines and just sit there for hours, sometimes days. Sometimes it was like 2 or 3 days to type some of these massive programs in. That might have been on the Commodore 64 though, but I can remember doing it on the VIC. Then you save it to the tape. That took forever as well. Evening, Rob Titheridge, how are you? Evening, Benji. Benji's frying. Frying tonight. Evening, Rob Cross. Fat Tony. How you doing, Tony? Got to thank you as well, Tony, but we'll reveal that on Sunday, mate. Tomorrow. I keep forgetting it's Saturday. It seems like a Friday at the moment. Evening, Michael Hyde. Barry Charney. Evening, Michael. Evening, Paul. Cody's. All steamed up in the kitchen. I've got to get the banner on. I keep forgetting my banner. Benji loves the banner. Oh dear. So if anybody's just joined, we're doing a live stream every single day, right up to Christmas Eve and including Christmas Eve. And then we'll probably come on for one New Year's Day, I think. Because I think Mrs. Cruncher yet again has got to work on New Year's Day, which is a real pain, but there you go. And she don't have to work New Year's Eve. Hopefully she won't have to be in too early on New Year's Day, because that's always a messy night, New Year's Eve, isn't it? Evening, Doug. How are you? Doug McCartin. So people have been sending me emails and that. And apologies if I haven't replied to one of your emails, but I'm absolutely getting loads at the moment. And I found out who donated the port, so thanks very much to Simon from Simon's World, from Mrs. Cruncher and myself. Thank you very much. Evening, Georgie, how are you? Chopping chilies and just no. Oh, that's going to be sore, Georgie. You just keep bathing that. You want some yogurt on it, mate. Tear down that banner. You love it, Benji. Evening, Aston, how are you, mate? The Chopper Man. Super Chopper. But, you know, that's That's a private thing between me and Aston. He has got a big chopper though. It's bigger than mine, I can tell you. This is going the wrong way again, isn't it? Anyway, we've got Mr. Penguin to have a look at, haven't we? Oh, Mr. Penguin's got something for me, hopefully, because I'm thirsty. Thirsty tonight. It's the weekend as well, isn't it, really? And Mr. Penguin's not even got his lights on today. Let me I'll stick you on, you can have a sneak peek of these computers that the goats are guarding very, very carefully for me while I go and turn Mr. Penguin on, because he's got to find me number 12. Where is it then, Mr. Penguin? I'm not the... I do need to get some sort of better setup for this little camera, really. Right, where are we? No, that's no good. Oh, we've lost the camera again, have we? Oh no, we've lost the web camera again. That's me knocking it over. That's a bit of a pain, isn't it? Okay. Not to worry, we can do without that one. If it wants to be like that. No, it's not going to come back on. Is it? Ah. Well, I don't know if you can hear me, people, but it's frozen up again. I'm going to have to reboot if you can hear me. I'm having to restart, people. Bear with me. I keep kicking the wire and it pulls the plug out the back. It's not very good at all. I think it's Control Alt and Delete, isn't it, to bring up the Taskmaster. Task Manager. It's all frozen up. VMix. Right, I think we're back. I think we're back with Mr. Penguin, aren't we? Are we back? Evening, Andrew. Just been in the woods to cut down a poison ivy for a Christmas tree. Yeah, I'm back. The software all froze because I kicked over the webcam yet again and pulled the wire out the back of it. As soon as I do that, the blimmin' whole lot freezes up. So anyway, Mr. Penguin's guarding number 12 formula. So let me go and grab it out. See what we got. Ugh. Making sure to kick the camera over again. Number 12, Mr. Penguin. What have we got? Ooh. Oh, we got a proper job. Proper job, Mr. Penguin. Look at me. Proper job. Good stuff. Now we're talking. That's proper beer, isn't it? For a proper beer, get me proper glass out now. Right, let's retrieve that camera before I knock it over again and freeze everything else up. Evening, Wenlock. Evening, Gary. Evening, Andrew's. Andrew's been down to cut poison ivy for a Christmas tree. just get a fake one, Andrew. Oh, I'll tell you what, we watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation the other day. Again, it's a classic, isn't it? And, oh my God, the Griswold annual family Christmas tree. The hassle that man has doing anything, unreal. Right, let's get the proper job open. This is a fairly strong one, 5.5% bottle condition, so it's usually got a little bit of sediment maybe in the bottle. But it's an IPA, India Pale Ale. Proper job. It's certainly had a good selection, and there's no repeats as well, which is really good. It's nothing worse than getting the same one over and over. So how they've managed to get 24 beers, I don't know, but they have. Including that lovely river water. Just need a pasty to go with them. Proper Cornish pasty. You do know I used to own a pasty shop, don't you? Oh dear. There we go. Cheers, everybody. Happy Christmas. Okay, I'm sure you can see on the bench a couple of Amigas, one on top of the other. They're both the same, they're both Amiga A500 pluses, back from the early 90s. Let's say, I sort of progressed through the whole Commodore range, really. I started off, my first ever computer was the Commodore VIC-20. And we've done a bit of a play with one of those. I've restored one of those for myself. It's a Commodore VIC-20. Then I moved on to the Commodore 64, the bread bin type, one of the early ones. And I mean, to me, the Commodore 64 was the computer that I used more than any of them, because that's, you know, the Commodore VIC-20 got me really interested in it. And then the improvement in graphics and sound and that with the Commodore 64, you know, really sort of caught my interest. And I spent, hundreds and hundreds of hours on that Commodore 64. But of course, the Amiga came out, and I sort of like, you know, is it that much better? And you read the magazine reviews, and I thought, I'm going to have to sort of bite the bullet and get one. And anyway, I did eventually. It wasn't the 500 plus, it was the 500, which was the earlier version. I think they made the 500, the 500 plus, and then they made the 600, which was worse than the 500, but that's another story altogether. Anyway, I had this Amiga, and all of a sudden it wasn't so much of a toy anymore. It was more of a business. It was starting to get more into a business machine, and I used to do a lot of word processing on it. I had a printer hooked up to it. I bought lots of different software so I could write little programs and make up forms, that sort of thing. And I don't know if I connected it to... Did I have a modem for it? I might have had a modem with the Amiga, but I think maybe the modem came in when I got the PC, because I didn't really have the Amiga for that long. I certainly didn't have it for as long as I had the Commodore 64. And I actually sold it on and bought a PC. You know, the IBM running Windows 3.1 with a good old DOS on it. DOS, I can't remember what the DOS version was now. But as I say, that was really because I got more into the sort of computing side of it rather than gaming. But, you know, I did use this for games, and I had some great games for these, for the Amiga, because, again, the graphics and that were a massive step up from the Commodore 64, and the stuff you could do with this was pretty amazing. But it is a lumpy old bit of kit. It's a really lumpy bit of kit. Let me just catch up with my my chat. Evening, Theo. How you doing? We have a computer on the bench Diversity and Verity. Yeah, it's one of those things, because although it's a computer, it's electronics. It's not radio as such, but there is issues with this, so we're going to have to do some repairs on it. There's no way. I'm not going to be able to turn this on today and see it all up and running. Absolutely not. You'll see why in a minute. Yeah, so these, as I think someone's mentioned, that it has gone a bit brown, and the one underneath is even worse. I mean, the one underneath it, you can see the the keyboard's gone a horrible, yucky, like dark sandy beige color. Should be very light. This one's not so bad, the one on the top. This one's not so bad, but we have got an issue with this key here, which we'll look at in a minute. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to retrobrite it, Stephen. I have got the kit here to retrobrite it with, but I haven't got round to it yet. SD card slot, yeah. Floppy disk drive, retro. You don't see many of them about. They used to come in every PC, didn't they? We should just rip the thing out and put CD drives in place of it. Evening, Jess. Chickens are all right. It's a bit muddy out there, Jess. That's the only thing. Verity. Oh, variety. Variety, oh yeah. Well, it's good to mix it up a little bit, isn't it? You know, it gets bored working on the same. I get bored working on the same thing all the time, so you know, I do have a soft spot for these old computers. I've got myself an old Commodore monitor as well, which I still haven't plugged in. That friend of mine, Les, is going to have a look at that for me, hopefully. Posh people had Commodores. I'm still catching up. You've no idea about these. You're too old. You're not, Andrew. I think you're the same age as me, aren't you? There's only a couple years in it, if that. Yeah, I've got a Dynatron Music Centre in the other room, Theo, which is going to come out at some stage. Nigel Mansell's World Championship Racing. See, I quite liked the shoot 'em ups, the like space ones. I showed you some on the Commodore 64, stuff like Salamander and that. Yeah, to be fair, Andrew, I'm not into the mechanics of computers. I mean, it's like black magic to me. I don't understand how they work at all. I'm just trying to see if we can get the light a bit better. It's a lot lighter than it looks on the screen, put it that way. Does seem a bit dark in here today. Evening, Andy, how are you? Your back's killing you. Take it easy, mate. Mr. E, Lemons. Oh, Lemons is amazing. I love Lemons. I could play that. Oh, I could play that forever, Lemons. MoSF. Spectrum Sinclair. Yeah, I remember those. They were the ones with the rubber keys, weren't they? Did the Amiga have the PCMCIA slot on the right? I think it was on the left. I think there's a breakout little door on the bottom, Stephen. We can get to that in a minute. Makes all the difference a few months, Andrew, does it? You can put a SanDisk in the Amiga kits with all the games on the card. You can mod them to store all the games on them. Yeah, that's right. Is that an Enigma machine from the war? No, it's not, Tony. It's very close. Anyway. Cheers again, that's nice. Nice, proper job, that is. That's a proper job. From down in Jess's part of the world, just across the border from me. It's probably about, I'm about 30 minutes away from the border. So there you go, Jess. Did a proper job, mate. Good old Cornish beer. I brought myself up a backup beer as well, just in case. Okay, let's just look at one at a time. We'll take this one down out of the way. There is an issue with this one in that one of the keys, where are we, is broken. Oh, so if the key itself is okay, but the little plunger and the spring is missing, so I'm going to have to get another one of those. But it might be that these aren't repairable. I hope not. Let's say the history of these. I bought these off of a guy on the Vintage Radio forum, was selling them, and he bought them to try and repair himself. But I think the person before him had taken them to bits. And you can see it's a substantial bit of kit. I mean, it's huge. It weighs a fair bit as well because we've got a floppy drive in there. So this is the real yellowy one. You can see the difference in colours. I don't know what the underside looks like. Okay, so there's the underside of it. Serial number on this one's 162519. Made in Hong Kong. Funkenstort. Attempted repair by unauthorized persons voids warranty, apparently. So obviously there's no screws in this because whoever's had it has taken it apart. I don't think there's anything in the drive bay. Not that you can see that because I'm too far up. I don't think there's anything in the drive bay, but we will have a quick look. So if we pop that open. No, drive bay is empty, but there is some telltale signs of corrosion on those first few pins there on the expansion board pins. Right. So as I say, there's no screws in it. I have got the screws because they've been. I've got a big bag of stuff came with it. I've got some software we can have a look at in a minute as well, which is probably a bit more interesting for some of you. Hi Dids, how are you? Simon, how are you? Motorola 68,000 CPU at 7.5 megs. Yeah, they don't. Our phones are more powerful than this now, aren't they? Crazy how far it's gone, really. Evening, Daniel, how are you? Been a long time since you've seen an Amiga 500. No worries, mate. You went to see Socially Distanced Some Friends, then went to Garden Centre to see Christmas House in Bromsgrove. Very nice. Yeah, this is the Amiga 500 Plus. I don't think the Amiga 500s had the batteries in them, did they? But the batteries are the issue on that. So both of these machines, I think, have been very well used. Gonna try and get it apart. I think they just snap apart. Yeah. Here we go. Wow. We're inside. that one difficult. So the case looks okay. It doesn't look to have any of the screw holes broken. Yeah, no, that looks good. I don't think we've got any breakout on that, so it should screw back together no problem. How are we going to do this then? Because it's difficult to actually get in shot with this. It's so big. I'll better have some more beer while I think about it. I'm going to need some help, I can tell you that. How you doing, Dids, anyway? You're a software engineer. Oh. Have you written any software for the Amiga, though, Stephen? It seems to be a massive comeback with some of these old computers at the moment. And the Amiga isn't the first one I've got to look at this Christmas. I've got, as I say, I've got another VIC-20. And I think 3 or 4 Commodore 64s to look at. I've also, as I say, ordered some PCBs in to build from China. So that should be interesting. Right. So the keyboard looks like it's unplugged already. Hopefully you can see the screen okay. I'll zoom in as and when necessary. Again, doesn't appear to be any damage on the keyboard as such. This keyboard looks fine, apart from the obvious yucky yellow colour of all these keys. This needs retro brightened to death. So you can see we've got quite a bit of corrosion creeping in here. So I'm probably going to have to wire brush that off and give it a respray. Just to stop it corroding any more, really. This is the problem. I mean, that's nowhere near the battery, is it? You know, that's over here. The battery's over in this area. But nonetheless, let's say hopefully that keyboard's okay. There are issues with these keyboards in underneath here. If you unscrew all this lot, which I will have to do because this keyboard's going to need servicing, and I'm going to need to retrobright all the keys. They are so yellow. I've never seen one that bad. But yeah, in underneath here, there's like a flexible membrane that, you know, all the key presses push against this little membrane. And if that gets corroded, then we're in trouble. Luckily, people have remanufactured a lot of this stuff. Okay, so let me get you in on the overhead camera as well now. As I say, it's quite large, so you're not going to be able to see an awful amount of this. But we'll take it apart. So again, all the tabs have been bent up by the looks of it. And I did have a look at this when I first got them in. And I promptly put the top back on and shoved them up in the loft out the way. Actually, this one doesn't look bad. This doesn't look bad. So, I mean, there's a little bit of corrosion on there, but this is promising. This is very promising. Let me switch you to the overhead camera then. So hopefully we're okay. So we've got a floppy disk drive. It looks like the screws are out of that one, so that one will lift back out as well. That'll need a good service, I'm sure, because it's just a gaping hole in the end of that. But not looking too bad. So chin on. Look at the chin on him. Chin on. So that will need a little bit of a service, but again, nothing too taxing. Here's the board. So it's a B52 Rock Lobster. Now, I reckon that I might be very, very lucky with this board. Hopefully you can sort of see where we are. All the chips are in here, which is great. I mean, is the board. I think the board's loose even. Be careful because I don't want to break anything off of this. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. My God, do I need my anti-static wristband on? I probably do, don't I? I'll get it on just in case. Let's get in a little bit closer on this now. We can have a look on this camera first, and then I'll zoom in. So it looks like the shield is even detached. That all looks intact. Again, there's no screws anywhere. ZX, that's a bummer. Wow, this is amazing. Oh dear. This is actually not bad. Someone's, or I've taken, I can't remember where I took the battery out of this, but someone has caught this just in time, I think. Just have a quick look at the other side. Wow. This is very doable, I think. Whether it works or not is another thing, isn't it? So let me get the overhead camera set up and I'll show you where the issue is. Hopefully I will. Right. Now someone's already taken the battery out of this one. Let me get my light sorted. There, oh, that seems to be okay. Let's find something to point with. I'm very dark now. Let's get rid of me. You don't want to see me for a minute, do you? So we can see here it says battery. Now this is the area where the Varta battery resides, where it used to reside. So yeah, you can see here we've got some corrosion on this capacitor here, and you can see where the tracks have been a little bit eaten up through here and here. As I say, there's a little bit of corrosion on these pins. You can't see it on this side, but I'll flip it over in a minute. So someone, I think, has just caught this in time, but I can see there's a lot of dulling on those pins there on the resistors. They're really dull, so they've been affected. That capacitor is quite dull. One thing with the Amiga is a lot of the chips are actually socketed. This is looking really, really promising. I mean, it's going to have to go probably under the microscope to see it properly. But to be fair, that ain't too bad. It is. A dinner plate PCB. Let's zoom back out a little bit. That's a fairly big board. I mean, when you compare it to the Commodore 64 and the VIC-20, this is absolutely massive. But here's our rock lobster look. I don't know anything about board versions or anything like that, but is the CPU the massive beast near the edge? I think Fat Angus. Is Fat Angus the CPU, or is it Gary? Or it could be Paula. We've got our ROM is 1991, the ROM, version 2.04. So this is B52 Rock Lobster Revision 8A. I think that's one of the later ones, I think. So if you look, there's some names in there as well, I think. It's difficult to see. Yeah, I think there's some people's names in there. So you can see the badge above says 1991 Commodore. Takes me back a bit, this does. I don't know what this 9142, is that 1991? 4th week of the 2nd month, possibly? I'm not sure. The CPU is a long DIL job. Well, like I say, a lot of these chips have got names. So we've got the even CIA. That's a floppy header. Is Gary the CPU? Gary, are you the CPU? It's actually named Gary. Is Gary the CPU, Simon? SMC smoked bacon. Could well be. 42nd week of 1991. Oh, I got you, Theo. So we've got Gary. I'm going to have to sort of go around a little bit because we got... So I'm knocking the camera there. I haven't got enough room to get them all in. We've got Paula. Where's Paula? Paula is there. So yeah, we've got Paula. Is Gary the CPU? Oh, the CPU has no name. Okay. I think we're coming back. I think we're coming back, people. Can anybody hear me? Let me just restart the chat. I think I'm back online. I think I'm back online. Am I back, people? It says I'm back. Oh. Apologies for that. The internet just literally dropped out. Orange light came on the router and that was it. Game over. Game over, but we're back. You know, that might have done us some good. Perhaps BT have suddenly boosted my signal. Size of a Mars bar, the old chip. Cheers all. Sorry about that. You're back in again, ZX. Nathan, how you doing? Apologies for that. For some reason, as I say, the internet just suddenly went gone. Orange light came on the router and it was game over. Just as I was getting into the guts of it as well. Fag break. Good one, Mike. Oh, fag break's over. Oh, gag break's over. Catch you if I finish early. No worries, mate. So Thea, so how can it be interesting looking inside a computer at old chips? But it is though. I mean, it could be anything, couldn't it? That could be any sort of radio with a battery backup, couldn't it? It could be a Sony we're looking at. The Amiga and 520 ST were favourites to a lot of people. They do have a massive following, Harvey, really big. So Stephen's saying the Paula is the audio and interrupt controller, Angus is the RAM controller, and Denise is the main video controller. I think it's great they've got names. I think it's great. Right. I'm getting all sorts of notifications coming through, so there must have been some problem with it. Yeah, I'm back anyway. Simon, how are you? You said a bad thing. 3-letter agency censored you. What did I say, Simon? Andrew Pitt, how are you? Ford Capri of computers. Gary and Paula. Just need the furry dice. Yeah, it's good stuff. I'm looking forward to getting this deal. I think there's not going to be a lot. Does the electric meter need 50p? I'll tell you what, my electric is going through the roof. I've got the blimmin' electric people on my back. I had a message from them the other day saying they wanted to put my electric up to 194 quid a month. £194 a month. Can you believe that? Right, okay, we're back anyway, and what I was doing was I was just looking at the damage on the board, and it really is literally there. that is it. There, now you can see there is some damage to the tracks there. I'm probably going a fraction closer and still maintain the focus. Yeah, so that really is the extent of the damage. I mean, I don't want to talk too soon because I haven't gone through it with the magnifier. Let me just get my magnifying hat on, and I'll get some of the old cotton buds, and we'll give this a bit of a going over with a bit of isopropyl. I'm not going to flood it, but apparently batteries are alkaline and electrolyte is acid. So I'm just going to go over it with a bit. Yeah, okay. So we've certainly got a bit of damage there. And it has, as I say, leached out onto the pins of this this header here. The header's just out of shot, but if I move across and up, this header's got some corrosion. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. It shows up more on the other side of the board. Let me just flip the board. Actually, no, it doesn't really. It's not great. As I say, there's not. It's not a massive amount of corrosion on there. In fact, just wiping that with isopropyl was bringing most of that off. I've just ordered some foam swabs as well, so we've got a bit of something on the board there. I think that's just a bit of flux. But I can't see any bleed through in the area of the battery, so the battery sits there. So that's the 4 pads for the battery. So those 3 and that one. I think this is a goer, this board. You can now get an adapter to put a lithium battery in here. You know, one of the, like a 2032, something like that. Although I don't believe you actually need the clock battery. But this board is looking really good. I'm quite pleased with this. I had it in my mind that this was horrific, this board, but it's not. Okay, so the way to get rid of alkaline from a battery is good old vinegar. So let's just have a bit of a scrape here with some tweezers. Let's get an old pair of tweezers here. A bit of a scrape. What's Theo saying to me? It's the chickens. They're leaving the heating on in the hen house. Yeah. Don't want to rush. This one will be a great restoration project. I'm not going to rush it at all, Simon. We've got another one to look at yet. This could be the better of the two, but I really want to get one of these going before Christmas if I can. I just want to quickly have a little bit of a scrape around just to see what's happened here. Yeah, okay. So we've definitely got quite a bit of corrosion. This one here is going to need to go. I'm just looking a bit closer with the magnifying glasses now. So we've got a little bit of corrosion here and a little bit here, but I don't think any of that's going to cause an issue. I'm just looking to see if we've got any wires in this area. So we've got a bit of corrosion if I zoom out a little bit. Oh, I was already zoomed out a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. It's this isn't bad. Some of them are really, really rippled. This board's not looking too bad. So you can see I've got a lot of dulling of the traces. Just looking at this chip here, I need to get my, yeah, we've got a little bit of corrosion on the legs of that one. So what do they call that one? That's Gary. Gary, your legs are a bit corroded, mate. So Gary's going to need to come out. That socket looks a little bit corroded on Gary. What I'll try and do is just get a bit of vinegar just on this area to neutralise all this a minute. I should have done this. I don't remember doing this. Let me just get some vinegar, because I now keep the vinegar up here because I seem to be dealing a lot more with battery damage, which is not really what I want to be doing, but so yeah, we got the old malt vinegar distilled. Let's come out of that view a minute, because it's gonna do your head in with it being in that close. So let me get a little tiny paintbrush. So we certainly, I think within the next few days, we could get to a stage where I can actually power this up. So I've just got a little bit of vinegar in there, little paintbrush. So I'm just going to paint that on. Actually, if we go to the other camera, you might be able to see it fizzing, you never know. Yeah, so we have got some damage here. I want to limit fruit fly things again. But that is really, really good. I mean, I've seen YouTube stuff, and this chip here is absolutely annihilated and has to come out and have all the pins cleaned. I'm not going mad with this and just smothering it everywhere. I've got a really fine paintbrush. Just going over and coating. I think this, I don't want to speak too soon really, but it might be that this will power up. But we won't be doing that today, because we've got another one to look at yet. So this is the worst looking of the two. It might be that this has got the best board. And I was absolutely amazed. You can buy a brand new, newly manufactured Amiga board, and you can buy a new Commodore 64 board as well. It's amazing the following that these things have got. Yeah, that green's all sort of lifting off really. Wow. So we certainly don't want to put another one of those batteries back in here, but it would be nice to have a clock. So I might get one of those little adapters. Yes, it's gone through that via there, but that's just a ground plane, so I don't think that's going to cause any issues. I don't think there's it's only a two-layer board. I don't think there's a ground plane sandwiched in between. So there is a bit of corrosion in this area, but not anywhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. Absolutely flabbergasted, really. So Gary, you've got to come out of there, but I'm going to have to get me, I think, a chip puller for that, so I can get it out nice and evenly without stressing the pins, because Gary's a little bit corroded. Stinks. Yeah, that capacitor there looks a bit corroded. George, evening, how are you? Negative again, George. Excellent. Hi Rob, you got some goo gone. Brilliant stuff. Wish you found it years ago. It is good stuff, mate. Evening, Jeff. How are you? Remotely mount the battery. Paint some trees in and a bit of sky. Hi Gurdeep, how are you? Good evening to you. Yes, I'm just going over the foliage now. Who was he called? The painter guy, Bob, someone or other, wasn't it? You know, I wasn't really into painting, but sometimes you just couldn't help but watch the guy. So we've got a little bit of corrosion on the legs of those, but nothing to write home about. I mean, it might be a different story altogether when I get it under the microscope, but oh, excuse me. So look at the legs on that side. Yeah, see, it's not bad. Yeah, both of those U10 and U12 have got a little bit of corrosion on the legs, but the vinegar should get rid of that, because it is an alkaline, so we're putting acid on it, which we don't want to leave acid on the board, so just let this work its way in and then I'll get rid of it with some isopropyl. Okay, that'll do, I think. Oh, it smells like a chippy in here now. A chippy in that battery leaking smell. You know the smell that batteries make when they leak? Stinks. Bob Ross, that's the man, George. That's what I'm thinking of. Is this a modern computer? It's 1991. Who was that? Asking that. Gurdeep. 1991, Gurdeep. You feel so old. So let's get rid of some of this vinegar. Let's get a bit more isopropyl. Let's give it a bit of a flooding just to dilute it down. So isopropyl will evaporate eventually. So this isn't like the Amiga 600, which has got those horrible surface mount caps on it. This is through-hole caps, Again, they do tend to be fairly reliable, the caps in these, I believe. I don't see many people recapping these. So definitely C12 has got to go. The legs are really badly corroded on that one. C12 has to go. Oh, what's that red on there? Bit bizarre. Let's get the air and just blow out. Let's cool that. Blow out all the gunk from in underneath. Okay. Let's do a bit of continuity checking then. So let's stick the bench meter on. Let's go with that. Let's see if I can find the probes here somewhere. There we are. Right. So that should connect to there. Trying. Yeah, that's too crusty, really. Or is it my meter? Let's get myself sorted here. What's going on? Let's get you back into the main camera. So I'm just going to pop this one on continuity. What's going on here? Thank you. Right. So there. Okay, that's the wrong track. Try that. Okay, and this comes all the way down here. Yeah, okay. Tell you what, tracing these things back as an art form, but yeah, that is definitely one there. And that goes up, should go to there. No, definitely a break there, and that goes up to here on one of these, I think. Okay, so yeah, we have got some issues, I think. Yeah, we have got some breaks in the tracks there, so it's not all good. Amiga 500, yeah, 500 plus. Okay, so as I say, this is an overview of these boards. I'm literally not going to do any work on them today. I just really want to have a look just to see how bad the damage is. Now we have got a broken track there somewhere. So it's going to be a case of scrubbing these back and just re-tinning the tops. As I say, I've got to get rid of this cap here. It's really badly corroded. We've got a through hole that's corroded there, but I don't think that's a problem because that is a ground. Probably going to need to touch up all of these through holes just in case. So yeah, microscope job that is, people. That's a microscope jobby. So let's put that to one side. A minute. And let's get the brother up and have a look at that one. Amiga number 2. So that one, as I say, is very promising. Let's say, I reckon a few hours under the microscope and a bit of tinning of bad traces, and we could be in business with that one. Oh God, let's get the next one up then. Amiga number 2. This is the one that's got the better, less yellowed keyboard, but let's see what it's like inside. Right, so again the keyboard's undone. We've got bent LEDs there, but as I say, the keyboard's less yellowed on this one. Hello, we've got that's the floppy cable there. Okay, it probably explains why it wouldn't shut very well. Get the, oh, this one's not looking good. Okay, this must have been the one that I opened up to start with. Oh, you're stuck there, you crazy old thing. Okay, this might even be a slightly different revision board. I'm not sure. Have you seen Mr. Carlson's new Fluke 233 meter with remote display? Mental. I haven't, Tony, is the answer to that. Okay, this one's not looking good. Yeah, not good, this one. Oh dear. Right, I knew one of them was bad, and this is the one. There's a lot of corrosion in this. And we've got Gary's done a runner. Gary has left the building. Oh no. Gary, where have you gone? Right, let me just get this board out a minute. Oh, someone left one of the screws in. Or have they left all of the screws in? I'm just trying to find the other board there now for a minute. It should. should come out of there. Okay, why will it not come out then? Just tight. Right, this board is a different kettle of fish altogether. Let's see if I can get this shield off. We've got a lot of corrosion on this one. Okay, right. No, we're going to have to take all these off. Going to have to take all these off a minute to get it out. Set that one. How are we doing, people, anyway? Fat Tony, sort of for the first time today, thought he had cut his meter in half, ideal for YouTube. I think I did see that on one of his videos there, Tony. Let me just see if I can find another tab to put these in. I did pick a couple up. Yeah, so you've got to undo all of these to get the shield off. 5.5 is not that, so it's not going to be Imperial. I'm just going to get a 5mm bit a minute. I'll be back. The old joystick ports, yeah. I've got some quite nice joysticks actually, Stephen. I've got a Competition Pro and I've got a zip stick as well, knocking about somewhere. No, that's 5.5, not 5mm. Okay, what have we got here? 4.5, 5. It's a bit of a pain having to go in the bedroom to get tools, but yeah. There we go, 5mm better. 5mm the way to go. Looks like Mr. B52 Rock Lobster is rock bottom on this board. A bit close to the connector there, but yes, I think this is the one that I opened up, took one look at, and then ran away quick. You'll see in a minute. I don't. You can already see the area of the board that's an issue without even zooming in. The joysticks were garbage. Okay, Stephen. You and David, have you finished? What's Sean on? Yeah, a lot of them have got some sort of PC-based. I think another guy that I follow. Is he called Electronics Repair School or something like that? I can't remember now. Soren. That's another good channel to watch if you're into repairing modern stuff. Very educational. Nice guy as well. He's got a little repair business in one of the big shopping centres. He's got all his meters up on his streams or his videos. Because don't forget, although this software is primarily for live streaming, it's also able to be used to record video with as well. So you can record and add bits and pieces in. Right, that's all of the things, so that should come out now, hopefully. Unless anything's soldered. Is anything soldered? Oh, this board looks shocking. This could be a candidate for a board change, apart from someone stole Gary. Gary, where are you? Gary? Okay. So there's a bit of corrosion in there, but again, it's not immense. I'll stick my my leash on again. How are we doing with a proper job? Graham, you watch Soren. He is a character, isn't he? ZX, Harvey. Okay. Yeah, I like Soren. He's very watchable. Okay. Oh, Christ, there goes my microphone. Gary has left the building. Gary, where have you gone? He's upside down even. Gary. Gary gone. We have no Gary chip. That's a pain in the bottom. That's what you were thinking, George. Andrew, little boy, how are you? Gary gone. Kev moi. Give yourself some solar panels. How are you doing, Kev? That's the way you were thinking, but the idea of another PC and a video to record is a bit overkill. Yeah, as I say, I do record videos using this software, but it's quite big files. That's a bit better like that. So there's Gary gone. Gary gone. Someone stole Gary. Or I think what might have happened is Gary seen what Mr. Varta done, and then Gary done a runner, because look at this lot. Oh my God. There's a whole load of hell in there. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas. Look at that lot. So that's what you call some battery damage. That's not looking good, is it? The Fluke 233 is around $360 at the moment, about £272, 375 over here. What does Gary do? Stephen did say what Gary did. Oh, zip stickers, the ones you were thinking of. Solar panels. Oh, you're thinking of the old arcade style ones with the micro switches made out of something with all the longevity of cheese. I think the worst ones, Stephen, were the ones with the wafer switches in them rather than the micro switches. The ones with the micro switches were fine. It's definitely green fungus, isn't it? Gary just saw my electric bill and done a runner. That's not looking good. Let me get my magnifiers on again and let's see how bad this lot is on this. Oh dear, that is spread. It's spread right the way along the edge of the board. I mean, it's spread all the way along the edge of this board, look. See it all on the bottom of the frame there? It's spread all the way there. This is mainly the ground plane though, so shouldn't be too much of an issue. Let's have a look on the other side. Okay, so there's not that much damage on this side. We've got a bit of a blip there. I don't know what that's all about, but got a bit of corrosion appeared through via there, so that via could be dodgy, and there's also a bit of corrosion on that one I've just seen. Got corrosion underneath the solder mask there, but again, that's the ground plane. A bit of corrosion on that pin. But yeah, the underside of the board doesn't look too bad. Bit of corrosion over here. There's a bit of corrosion there. Nothing major. Pins aren't too bad. So we've got corrosion on this track here. A little bit there, so it could be a break there possibly. And there. A little bit there. You can see where it started to eat away at the edge of the board here. This is where they've stitched the ground planes together. So we might have to put some wires back through there to stitch them back together again. Let's flip it again. It says 91, 92. Vision 8A again, so it's the same board. Let's have a little chip away at that, shall we? Gary controls the floppy drive amongst other things. Put a multimeter on long wires to use binoculars to see. Looks like a parts donor. I'm not sure, Doug. Like I say, you can get a replacement board. Let's peel some of this damage away then. So that's that joint there's rotten. Both of these diodes have got a lot of rot on them. Solder mask has gone underneath these. It's really eating into the board there. solder mask has already lifted off of this bit. It's eating into the fiberglass there. Apologies for the scraping noises. I think these just look like 4 and 4/8, not nothing fancy. Yeah, this one's going to be a bit fun to sort. So if we can scratch some of this solder mask off that's damaged. Oh, that goes right through me, that noise. Stop that, Graham. Let's get an old screwdriver and do it with. We've got this old rotten bit of battery here. Well, at least someone had the sense to pull the battery out of the thing. I'm not too worried about losing the stencil off the bottom, because at the end of the day I've got another board exactly the same that I can compare it to. Is that too bright for you? It's because I've got my head in the way. Fiber pen, yeah, I'm just trying to get the worst of it off. So I want to get the solder mask off, then I'm going to give it a going over with the white vinegar. And then we'll get the fiberglass, or the probably the wire rather than fiberglass. So we need another Gary. Gary's going to have a complex here, we keep talking about him. Right, let's got the flaky stuff off, I think. Ugh, vinegar time. Oh, this stinks. Ugh. It's like that metallic, leaking battery sort of smell. Sure you know what I mean. Yeah, that's actually broken off of there. That's not even That's not even attached, that diode. Brett, how are you? Just leave it to soak in white vinegar and it will be fine. Leave it to soak. Yeah, this is going to need a bit of soaking, I think. Just, let's go back onto the main camera for a minute. Because I'm vinegaring. We've got some corrosion down here on these pins. It's weird how it's crept up to here and missed out some of these other ones. So say that diode is totally lifted there. I think it's 1N4148, but I haven't got a circuit for this yet. Looks like the Gary chip may have been corroded because I can see a bit of corrosion in the legs here of this what do you call these? Socket IC holders. I can't remember the name of them now off the top of my head. There's my screwdriver. I see a bit more corrosion there. Let's just chip that off. Just trying to chip the soda mask off to let the vinegar get in underneath it, really. That's the plan. We've potentially got a lot of tracks in this area that are going to need to be fixed. I've even got them over here. So yeah, this isn't looking so good, this one. Like, compared to the other board, it's chalk and cheese. Okay, I'm going to pour that on there. That needs to be fluid a bit more. Tip that this way a bit. Yeah, this pin header thing here has got quite a few pins corroded. That might have to come out, I don't know. See how the vinegar gets on with it. Okay, so there's all corrosion all along the edge of the board here. On the gold pins up here, there's a fair bit. Well, certainly got myself a little project here, haven't I? On top of all the other things that I got bubbling under at the moment. Yeah, corrosion has spread quite a bit on this. I would think the legs on Gary were gone, so someone's thrown Gary away, I think. We don't like to throw Gary away, though. What are we doing? Run it through the dishwasher. Christmas music to drown out the scraping. Dremel tool with a wire wheel. Sandblast it. Catch you later, Georgie. Cheers, mate. You might have been wrong about the Gary chip. So yeah, I'm just going to let that sit for the time being in that vinegar. Keep slushing it around. It does stink of corrosion though. Get some blue roll because I want to get in some of the other bits and pieces that came with it, because I'm sure that's going to be a lot more interesting for you. Let's get rid of some of the excess vinegar. I can put that to one side then, because as I say, there was a lot of other bits that came with this. So let's get that off, because we've got a power supply to check out. It did come with a power supply. Let me finish off this beer and I can pour in my next offering. Sometimes it's about the challenge. It certainly is. It's going to be a challenge, that one. Fiberglass pen and lots of jump wires. It is going to be. It is going to be, Andrew. Right, let me go and get some of the stuff. I can't bring it all in because it's too heavy. It nearly killed me trying to get this out of the loft earlier, this box. Because one of the bonuses of buying this was the fact that I got a load of bits and pieces with it. And as I say, this is one of the things that swayed the deal. Now, it wasn't, I don't think it was cheap, this, even though we had knackered. Do this in 3 goes by the looks of it, or maybe 4 goes. There's 4 boxes in here. So this is the one that will be of most interest to you guys, I think. Whew. Oh, working on the Sistine Chapel. Right. So we've got some books and that here to start with. Deluxe Paint 3. I don't know, any of you that have had Amigas, I think Simon said he had one. And I think, did you say you had a 1200, Stephen? So Deluxe Paint 3, I can remember having that program. And this was the sort of thing that really got me into computing properly, really, was the Amiga. So we had a paint program. We've got this massive, great, using the Amiga Workbench, and inside here there's a load of other bits and pieces which might be relevant. So the Amiga Workbench was like Windows 3.1 for Amiga, really. It's the like graphic, is it GUI, graphic user interface for the Amiga. That's a big old book, and believe me, I have read that many years ago. Amiga DOS Look, Emimax, oh my god, the Workbench programs. So the Workbench programs were all your like desktop programs, really. Printers. So again, it's a good book to have. It's dated around about 91, I think. There's a date on here. July 1991 was the printing date on that. And we've got Introduction to the Amiga 500 and 500 Plus. So this is all the bits about getting started, how to turn it all on, hooking it all up, batteries, all the connectors are in there, look. All the different pinouts for the connectors. And we've got this left side of the Amiga which has got this expansion connector for adding an optional hard drive. So there's loads of expansion ports on it. And then there's some schematics here, look, which is quite useful. Look at that. So they've broken the board down into lots of different parts. So I've actually got original printed schematics. So that's useful, although they are available online. That's very useful. And we've got some games. What have we got in here? Ocean. I remember Ocean were a very popular software house back in the day. Come with a computer, yeah. You're missing the Christmas music. Just put the flipping action. My poor old Christmas music's buried here. It's buried under Amiga books. Here we are. There you go, Sean, just for you. So we've got Epic. Anybody ever heard of Epic? 3 floppy disks, look. Floppy disks. Let's have a look, see if they're mouldy. No, they're not. Well, they've been sealed in a Ziploc bag, so that's good. All right, seal that back up because I don't want it to get some. We've got another Ocean bag, look. Loading it was epic. What's that, Brett? Cannon Fodder was the best Amiga. I think I liked Zool though. It's on, Theo. It's on. Hi, Gavin. How are you? Oh, F29 Retaliator, disc 1 and 2. I remember that. A mate of mine was mental into flight sim games, and F29 wasn't really a flight sim. It's more of a beat 'em up, a shoot 'em up job, wasn't it? I've actually got the original book for that as well. F29 Retaliator. Was F29 the stealth bomber? Advanced Tactical Fighter. So it was available on Atari ST, Amiga 500, Amiga 1000, and PC as well. Yeah, this was quite complex. It was, it had like a real-time map that you had to get round, and Operation Abyss. You found a bottle of scotch from last Christmas, Sony. Well worth getting into, mate. Zool was a great game. Yeah, that was brilliant. There's a few games that I bought when they came out. Simpsons, everybody had the Simpsons game. And this is the book for Epic. Dusty. So it's a supremely advanced one-man starfighter. I don't remember Epic, but it's good to have the books to go with it. So this is the, oh, hello, there's my vinegar falling everywhere. This is the box of bits that came with it. So what have we got here? We've got a quick connect guide, how to set it up. All the plugs. As I say, I have got a proper 1084. It's good to have stuff like this because a lot of the times you don't actually get this when you buy something second hand. Basically tells you everything. Serial port, parallel port, RGB video, RF modulator. RF modulators are pretty bad. So we've got, oh my god, whoa. On the 12th, thank you, Sean. We've got a rather yellowed Commodore power supply. And unlike the Commodore 64, I think these are serviceable. That's a lump though. So what we've got? We've got 5 volt at 4.3 amps DC, 12 volt DC at 1 amp, and minus 12 volt DC at 0.1 amp. Okay, we've got a little picture underneath that tells us what it is. A signal ground, shield ground, plus 5, 12, minus 12 and plus 12. So we can certainly check that out in a minute to make sure that's working. Got some other bits in here. Let's get that out of the way for a minute. That's a lump. That's a lump of power supply, that. So this is all of the missing screws. So that's obviously for the one that had the shield undone. And this is for the other one. So we've got the screws. What's this? Seeing the Quick Connect guide gave you a massive nostalgia feeling. You need to get one again, Stephen. You need to get that Commodore Amiga 1200. Do you want another quick look? How about that? There you go, that's your fix for the day. Let's cut this open then and have a look. I think this is the RF modulator actually, which we shouldn't need the RF modulator. Although I'm going to need to buy a lead for the, yeah, it is. Funken sort knack. My German's not great. That's looks like the RF modulator. It says Amiga 520. So you've got low and high, RF out, audio in, video out, and then we've got the connector for the back of the Amiga, so you can watch your Amiga on the telly, as many did. But I can remember I did have a monitor back in the day. I seem to think it was a Philips monitor, actually. So we've got some more paperwork that fell out of the thing. So we've got an addendum to F29 Retaliator, so that's just an extra bit of stuff. Lemons! There you go. We got the little book that came with lemons. So we might have lemons in here somewhere. Brilliant. Captain Planet and the Planeteers. A registration card, Mindscape. Keyboard controls, what have we got here? Quick reference. Keyboard reference chart for, I think that's F29 again. So yeah, you had keyboard maps for these. And some of them you actually had an overlay that you put on the keyboard itself. You've got lemons. Lemons was brilliant. I think your comment disappeared about amiga.org, but here it is again. Amiga.org, Andrew, is that the one that's got all the circuit boards on it? You know, Captain Planet and the Planeteers Mindscape. So you've got an instruction book for that. It says this Amiga 500 Plus is already populated to 1 megabytes and does not therefore require the fitment of a 501 RAM expansion. I didn't really look at the RAM on the boards actually. Problem setting up the computer, how to get it to work. I don't think it's quite that in depth. Addendum to the Amiga manual. So they got some of the pins wrong. Deluxe Paint video order form. So there's a video that came with it. Upgrade order form. Oh, we can win a free printer or t-shirt, look. Let's get you in a bit closer because it is a little bit far away, that. Let's get a bit closer. So yeah, you can win a free printer or t-shirt. So we've got, this is the original warranty card for it by the looks of it. Yeah. And you can become a member of the Commodore Registered Users Club for $17.95. And there was the address for Commodore in Peterborough. That's up near your way, George, isn't it, Peterborough? And then another warranty card. So let's have a look at this monster of a power supply. It says it's 3 amp fused. We've only got 1 power supply for 2 computers, mind you, but then I can't use 2 at once. But yeah, that's a big power supply, that, isn't it? So I've just plugged it in. So let's have a look, see if we've got anything coming out of it. Something's rattling around inside it. So let's have a look. Let's get some probes lined up here a minute. The printer comes ready yellowed. Hey Andy, how you doing? One megabyte of memory, that was the business back in the day, 1 megabyte. Okay, so I think it's all DC voltages on this, isn't it? Yeah, it's all DC, no AC like the Commodore 64. Let's see if that'll grip it. See if we can grab the negative shield ground. Do you want the shield ground or the signal ground? Does it matter? Oops. Yeah, that wasn't very successful. Let me just I think that's the off position. Let's see if I can get a better lead. Is that one a bit better? Yeah, do we need the shield ground or the signal ground? No, that's not great. Let's see if we can grab it with one of these. Yeah, pre-yellowed, definitely. Beautiful. Right. So let's get the thing back up. Let's pop it back on. And according to that, this one here should be 12 volts. Which it is. Center pin is minus 12 volts. Yep. And then the other one is 5 volts. .36, is that maybe a little high? I know these are a bit finicky. So it looks like we've got all the voltages there, but yeah, the 5 volts is a little bit high maybe. It's not mentally high though, is it? I don't know what the tolerances would be on that. The audio drops out when I stop talking, hence you can't hear the background music. We're getting on all right, Rob. Just there you go. Is that better for you, Theo? Right, well, I'm not going to take that apart now because it's already 7:30. But I am going to pull out maybe another box and have a look at. If we've got room. I definitely haven't got a lot of room here at the moment. It's like Christmas for me here, isn't it, with all this Amiga stuff. I've had this, literally must have had this 2 years though, so don't think it's something I've just bought. I must have had it at least 2 years, if not more, and I've never got it down from the loft. I'm quite excited that I might actually have one that I can get working fairly easily though. And someone's nicked Gary, which is really naughty. Okay, we've only got 2 boxes. Oh my God. Right, I'm gonna just look at one for now. Save the other one for another day. Because we've got another bottle of beer to open in a minute. Oh. Now this should get your juices going, Stephen. Right, where's my beer? Tell you what, I've chipped a tooth or something in the night. I've got quite a sensitive tooth today. Oh, peculiar. Now this is just one of my Sunday beer stashes from Mrs. Cruncher. Tony, cheers mate. Catch you tomorrow. So Nick's saying a bit of voltage drop down the cable should be fine. That was measured at the cable though, Nick. Offload readings. If it's regulated, shouldn't it be fairly close? I don't know what the tolerance is on a voltage regulator. I know some of these computers are very touchy. Cheers, Tony. Cheers anyway. Thanks, Tony. Have a good one, mate. No Magic Smoke or Zorba. Favorite stream so far? You've looked at the prices of used Amigas, yeah. I still talking to Mr. Spanky. He needs to send me his. He said it's free capping, but it can come for a holiday. Right. Oh my God. Flipping heck. I think I've got enough floppy disks to last me a lifetime, don't you? These are not the ones I thought though. These are all ones that... Just turn that down a fraction because I can't hear myself talk here. These are all ones that people have, or someone has recorded their stuff on. I mean, look at that lot. Harvey, how you doing? See you soon, mate. There's all sorts of stuff. Deluxe paint. So this is some of this is copied software. Crazy cars. Nigel Mansell. We mentioned Nigel Mansell earlier. Nigel Mansell Disc 1. Various fractal generators. What on earth is a fractal generator? The mother load. It is, isn't it? But this is not the mother load that I was going to show you. This is unexpected extras, really. Look at it all. My God, I'm going to have months and months of fun looking through this lot. Flipping heck. Look at it. Look at them all. There's hundreds of discs here. Hundreds of them. It's absolutely full to the brim. Not a decent sector. Now, come on, don't you stop being negative, Aston. Right. So this isn't really what I was looking at because the other box is even more interesting, possibly, than potentially. So let's put that one back and let me go and grab the other one a minute while I'm having my beer. Oh, God, I tell you, this is no wonder that this then half killed me trying to get this out of the loft earlier. I should have waited till Mrs. Cruncher came back, really, but I just went for it and got it out, and it's nearly killed me getting it down over the loft ladder. Okay. You want car? Oh, Mrs. Cruncher's okay. So this is the other box. Cool floppy. I tell you, I can't remember the last time that I actually used a floppy disk. Long time ago. Okay, this is the second box, or third box. Now that's got to bring back some memories. So how many people used to buy the old magazines just for the cover disc? I certainly did. You used to get like little sneak previews of new games. You may get just one level that you can play. Demo discs, aren't they? So this is from CU Amiga by the looks of it. Expert draw. Worth £50. Let me just get you in a bit closer so you can have a look at these as we look through them then. Expert draw. I need to get a pile of these going. Okay, so this was this is the one I remember playing. So whether I bought the Cartoon Classics version, because this is free with Cartoon Classics Amiga, Disc A, The Simpsons, Bart versus the Space Mutants, I remember that. So we've got Flexi Dump 2.5, image processing and printing tool. So this is the sort of stuff I would sit down of an evening after work and just go through these and try and work them all out. Plotting. I'm not sure. Got all floppy. So we've got another copied disc, Sensible Soccer, disc A. I take it this is the magazine 100% Amiga. Striker Fab 3D rolling demo. Pushover, great playable demo. So there's a lot. You only had like a little snippet of the game on these, but we've got Amiga Workbench disc. That's going to be needed for sure. Because a Workbench, as I say, is the operating system for Amiga. Oh my God, there's so many in here. The one, Puffy's Saga, plus the Kickoff 2 Golden Goal. Oh, Golden Goal, okay. Cutesy arcade action from Ubisoft. So this is 1990. Johnny, how you doing? Is that Nigel Mansell? It might be. It might be. There was a bit of there was Nigel Mansell on one of the other discs there, Stephen. So this is disc B of The Simpsons. Recommended retail price 50 quid. They always put that on the demo disc, didn't they? That you were getting something that was worth a fortune. And to be honest, some of these were really good, these programs. So create any program you like. Amos. Another Workbench disc. Was that the same one that I had just now? Oh, there you go. There you go, Stephen. There he is. Nigel Man. Oh, it's Amiga 1200. Oh. Does that mean I can't play it? Or do I need to upgrade memory or something? 1992, that. You spent a small fortune on mags back in the day. I think we all did, Johnny. I think the Workbench 3 disc is from the 1200. Version 3. Fractal Pro, what's that? Digital Word, so it's a graphics program. And WordWorth 3 is Amiga's most popular word processor. AF, I think, was Amiga format, wasn't it? Magazine. So we've got another Workbench. We've got version 2.04 there, so that's probably the Amiga 500. That's a bit dusty. That'll need cleaning somehow. Mysterious World. Super game, fully playable, full length, not a demo. Plus several very useful. Yeah, so we've got some. We've got a bit of mold or something on those. Anybody got any ideas to clean these? I think you've probably got to take them out. They're magnetic though, aren't they? You still have the Hitchhiker's game. You got the 1200 in the loft, Johnny. Whoa. Good stuff. You need to get that one down. So some of these are... Oh, there we go, look. Lemons. Disc 1 says copied games. But then at the end of the day, we always used to copy off of each other. If your mate had one, then you'd go and copy his games and he'd copy your games. So we've got another one there. What's that? Mr. Nuts. Tanks and stuff. And then you've got ouch. Grab a mallet and hit small furry rodents. It's crap, it's sad, and it's completely great. Oh, brilliant, isn't it? Clockwiser. Mr. Nuts. Presented with The One, May 1994. So these are mainly pre-recorded. Jurassic Park, The First Samurai, Supercars, Lord of the Rings, Heimdall, I've heard of that. Quartet Drums, Simpsons Disc 1, Heimdall intro, Lemons 2, Workbench 2.04 was the A500 version. There's probably more than one Workbench disc for it as well, though, isn't there? Goblins 2, I don't know, that's probably Ghosts and Goblins. Jurassic Park. Digipaint. As I say, they're all ones that someone's done themselves. I mean, there's loads of it. Oh my God, look at it all. Road Rash, I remember playing that. So there's not a lot. There's Deluxe Paint 3. Jack the Ripper. Whoa. Jack the Ripper. I like a bit of Jack the Ripper, to be fair. I'm intrigued by that. I'm sure others are. You start off with Texas Instruments. Look for auto fade or auto ducking it. When you stop talking, the roll off is too sharp and you can hear the audio shut down until you start to talk again. Yeah, I've got it set up like that. Because when I stopped talking, the audio level used to come right up and you got a load of hiss in between, Theo. So I've actually set that up myself to do that. So it's going to cut the background music out, unfortunately. But so Gucci Classic Match needs Amiga Action 50 disc. And it's, well, cricket. Jack the Ripper, though, Whitechapel. What's this? Oh, that's interesting. What is that? The very first English edition. Any ideas what that is then, Stephen? It says Amiga 500, 1987. So it's a bit earlier than the 500 Plus. Use an air can to clean them. Yeah, they've probably been stored in a loft or something, and there is fungus growing on some of them, so I do need to clean them. We've got storage, version 3, so this is probably for the 1200, although it says 85 to 92. So it's probably the A1200 again. I'm just trying to find the demo disc rather than the ones that they've recorded themselves. Sonics. Never heard of it. Archer McLean's Pool. Ryan Hutton. I don't know if Ryan Hutton was the guy that owned it then. Oh, that one's jammed. Sonics. Second Samurai. They had loads of games for the Amiga, didn't they? Superb playable demo. Requires 1 meg. Well, one of the computers has got 1 meg, as it said. Skid marks. Excellent. turbo print, so it's a complete print optimization. Now I had a dot matrix printer back then. I don't think there were many inkjet printers back in the early 90s. I bought a dot matrix one. I think I went into Dixon's and bought that. Skid marks, burn rubber. Another one worth £50 allegedly. That's worth £50, that disc. Yeah. Amiga computer, look, January 1994. So it's good to date it. Again, this might not work because of all the muck inside it. I need to find some way of cleaning all these. So this is the extra disc for the Workbench 2.4 by the looks of it. So we got 2.04 extras disc. What do they smell like? Musty. Musty, Sean, is all I can say. Musty. Deluxe Music Construction Saturn Insectoids 2. Fast Arcade Zapper written in Blitz Basic. Blitz Basic. Addictive and very nostalgic. It looks a little bit like Galaxians by the looks of it. I'm really going to be intrigued to see if any of these discs work, or if we can get this computer working. GFA Basic 3.1 Interpreter. Pass. Fonts disc. Let's see, Rob, the first PC I bought myself was a Sharp MZ80K cassette base with built-in green screen monitor. It didn't do much. It didn't, but back then, Rob, it was amazing, wasn't it? Like, compared to today's stuff, I mean, the phones will do more than these things, but back then it was absolutely state-of-the-art, wasn't it? Is that the kickstart for the first Amiga 1000, I think, as a kickstart wasn't on ROM? Oh, that is, Andrew, right, okay. I think you had a Citizen ABC24 printer. I'm not sure what mine is. I wonder if I've still got any of the dot matrix output, because I used to make all sorts of forms and bits and pieces on it before they could see what you're doing, Jeff. You had to boot that disk and then you could boot other programs as normal. Right, okay. Oh, this is worth £269, look. Dear, oh dear. What you tended to find with these cover discs was that they would release obsolete software. So I take it, Imagine version 2. So probably they bundled this free with Amiga Format Magazine when version 4 came out, I expect. And it worth $269. I suspect originally when it was brand new and just out, it was $269. But the finest cover disc program ever. God, they did big it up, didn't they? AUI user disc number 5, October 1991. What on earth is this? So it's got Design Works, Race Trace, Deluxe Paint 4, Jigsaw, Utility of the Month, MOSFETs, Learn Microelectronics. There's a MOSFET learning program in there, and there's a programming section. So it's one of those multi-discs that's got loads and loads of stuff on it, and they were quite fun to go through back in the day. Tiger Cub. Tiger Cub. Dr. T's entry-level music package combining MIDI notes and IFF samples with ease. Plus a 1200 pixel 3D Pro Fix, whatever the hell that was. Deluxe Paint 2. Key disc only. Please make a working copy. That sounds Sounds good. You're too excited, Sean. Galaxians. Oh, Galaxians is the best. Galaga. Oh, that was one of my... Well, it still probably is one of my favourite ever arcade games. Galaxians, Galaga, whatever you want to call it. I used to like Space Invaders when that first came out. Asteroids is another one that I really like. You know Tiger Cub, do you? Evening, Rich, how are you? So, Deluxe Paint 3, so it's a key disc by Dan Silva. We've got a megabyte of software on this one, apparently. Grey Slayer, Arcade Adventure. These, I can spend days and days and days going through these, playing these little demos, if I can get them to work. Crazy Sue. I'm sure we all know a Crazy Sue, don't we? System 4 and Necronom. Linnell's latest Brill Blaster. This is Amiga Fun Issue 1. Another one of these Commodore discs. Amiga Extras 1.3, Amiga Basic 1.2, International. Oh, it would take me hours to go through these, people, so I'm just going to quickly run through just a few more. What have we got here? That looks like my sort of game. Infiltrator, platform puzzling from Psygnosis. And Pegasus, Gremlin's legendary high flyer. 1991. So, fighting games, I'm never really into these. I think the only one that I really sort of liked was Mortal Kombat. I didn't mind Mortal Kombat. I quite like Mortal Kombat because I liked all the characters in it, and it was fairly easy to play. And Nick Faldo's Golf as well. Look, I've actually seen Nick Faldo. I've actually been to a golf tournament that he was in down in Cornwall. Got some pictures of Nick Faldo somewhere. Tank Attack and Pong. Oh, everybody remembers Pong, don't they? I mean, Pong was the game before computers came out, really, that used to play on the TV, wasn't it? So, Amiga Format Magazine. Recommended retail price £40. You bleeding married one, Crazy Sue. Oh dear. You remember getting Tiger Cub on a copy of Amiga Format? Whoa. I think you're right, Stephen. Yes, they were. So this is all about programming, that one. What else have we got here? More deluxe paint. A ripped cover. Trolls for the Amiga 1200. Disc 2. Were these backwards compatible? Was it a memory thing? I'm not sure. Because I thought the Amiga 1200 and 500 were roughly the same machine, but more memory in the 1200 or slightly faster processor. I'm really not sure. Is the computer fixed? No, Gurdeep. That's a long way off. We've got to get to grips with that. We haven't got time to do that today. Oh wow! Look at that. I know it's a copy, but Space Invaders. Oh, it brings back some memories, doesn't it? Right, let's have a quick go through, see if there's anything else of note in here that I can see that we can look at. Big Box Amiga, Disc 3. Hostages. Anybody remember Hostages? Viz. Oh, I used to like Viz magazine back in the day, don't you? Viz the game, a playable demo. What does that say on there? Cadaver. Someone scribbled over it and put cadaver on it. So it looks like someone's probably overwritten that one, because you used to got this little little piece here. Wait for it to focus. So you got this little bit here. If you click it up, I think you could record on it, and clicking it down made it non-recordable. A little bit like cassettes, I suppose. Mannix. Mannix, anyone? Gets a bit manic here sometimes. We've got that Captain Planet that we've got the book for, Mindscape. Captain Planet's in there. Nebulous, Nick Faldo's Golf Disc, more Teenage Queen. Big Box Amiga Disc 9. So I think Big Box Amiga, was that like a box of software, or did it come bundled with an actual Amiga? I'm not sure. No comments about this next one. No comments about this next one. What would have been the B&H? That would have been the... Yes, it would. It was St. Melian, Andrew, yeah. I've still got the program for it somewhere. If I pull out any more, Sean's going to have an accident. Well, he's going to have an accident when he sees this one, I can tell you. It's a hell of a lot of old floppy disks. How about this one then? What were they thinking? Really? Dong. Spanky. Oh, Spanky, you've missed loads. Where were you, Spanky? We've even been pulling Amiga 1200 software out here. So Dong. Apparently you can run, jump and collect and do all the usual platformy things through 5 levels of the Hidden's new arcade Stormer. Dong. Dear oh dear. I've got 2 boxes full of Amiga software, Simon. Backlash. So that doesn't look like a demo disc. That looks like a proper 1987. Oh, here we go. The big one. There it is. That's got to be probably the all-time best Amiga game. Really, really playable. I've got it on an emulator downstairs. Free with the Commodore promotion pack, 1991. Look. So we've got some actual proper software here as well. Is it FIA 18? Interceptor. And, excuse me, but what is Cosmoroids? What? Cosmic Hemorrhoids and Dad. Indie Heat Big Run. And that's dual format disc, Amiga magazine, I think, is it? February, oh, Zero magazine, February 92. Oh, this just goes on and on and on. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What were you saying, Stephen, just now about Nigel Mansell? Amiga 1200. Spanky's got my 1200 at the moment. And this too as well. It's only a 3.5-inch dong. Very good, George. Quick thinking. So yeah, Nigel Mansell, that's good stuff. I think that was the one that Stephen was holding out for. Right, let me just have a quick look, see if there's anything else of note, and then we'll get these. Oh, there's just so many of them here. Krypton Egg, Big Box Amiga Disc 5, Stir Crazy, featuring Bobo. Who's Bobo? Anybody know who Bobo is? Who is Bobo? Bobo, where are you? Krypton Egg, Purple Saturn Day, Gravity, Microprose Soccer. And Microprose were quite a big name back in the day. A lot of the really expensive programs and real technical, like flight sims and that, were Microprose. I'd like to know who Bobo is, though. I need to know who Bobo is. Right. I think that's enough to. I mean, there's hundreds of them here. Literally, there's hundreds. Oh, we got another Workbench disc there. Did I see? What's that? Yeah, so this is another. So we've got a lot of Amiga 1200 software here. Look. Version 3 locale. That goes with that Workbench 3 disc. Fantasy World Dizzy. Some more Amiga Extras version 3. Road Rash. Oh, hang on, we got a box here. What's this? This. That brings back some memories, doesn't it? Going down the local Dixon's or Curry's to pick up your box of floppies. I've got 2 Amiga 500 pluses here, Spanky. You're going to have to watch it back, mate. You'd be dribbling. I don't think these are the actual discs, but it's good to get. I mean, can you still buy 3.5 mil, 3.5 inch floppy disks? 100% certified. So whether these, no, I don't think these are the Sony ones, because Sony would normally have their name on the actual silver bit. Amiga fonts, Workbench copy, original, Star Trek animations, that'd be interesting. Atari, Walker demo, New Tech demo, Star Trek demo, Doc animation. I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting if we can get this Amiga working to stick some of these things in. We could have a month's worth of live streams here just on these discs, couldn't we? You got loads as well, have you, Simon? This is only the first box. So there's another box in there, absolutely brimful with discs. This is mainly demo discs in this box. I'm sure you can see the amount of discs that are in this thing. It's absolutely crammed. It's certainly going to bring back some memories, that will. I think Stephen's fallen off. He's seen Nigel Mansell, he's gone. He couldn't take it anymore. He's gone on eBay to buy one quick. Stephen, that is. There you are. Anyway, that's a great bit of Amiga history. Let's put that back out with all the other stuff a minute, and then we'll crack on and get these advent calendars done. I can go down and have some tea then. Your Dragon 32 and 64 are in the loft. Loads of tapes, cartridges, and discs for them. It's all the rage now, though, Rich. You need to get it back out. It's good that you brought it with you, mate, actually. And Gadeep is saying the classic game Lemons. It really was. Let's pop that there for a minute. Because we need to get these advent calendars done. I'll need to eat some tea because I'm already gone over my allocated time. So, Christmas remote control advent calendar time. Hopefully nothing too complex for me to build. Number 12 then. No, I'm looking, I can't see it. Oh, I can. I think the chat's lagging a little bit. Come in, number 12. You got a storage box full though, Spanky. Oh. Well, this was a storage box full. Floppy brat. Red alert must go on. Oh, is the chat frozen or you just all gone quiet now? Says I've got an excellent connection even. Anybody spot number 12? Or am I frozen? What is going on? I'm going to have a sudden glut of chat come through again in a minute, aren't I? I think it could be lagging again. Attack of the Mutant Camels. I do remember that, Gavin. I do remember that was a bizarre game. There was another one about dolphins, I think, as well, wasn't there? I can't remember what that was called. Okay, I don't seem to be doing a lot here. Zap the hemorrhoids. Yeah. Not sure what's happening here because my chat is frozen. I don't know if anybody else's has. Just restart the start, restart the chat even. Something's going on here somewhere. Something's going on. I've lost my chat. Oh, hang on. No, I'm back again. Whee! Right, okay. Sorry, I lost my chat for some reason. The chat had totally disappeared. Just to restart the chat, so apologies, people. Tony's saying I've got an absolute gold mine and it needs to be explored and you'll be watching in. Good stuff, Tony. Have I been in your cellar? I could have been. I'm just catching up with chat now because I'm literally miles behind it. I am miles behind it. Apologies. Dribbling, that's down to you being in your 50s. We're all there, Spanky. I'm there, certainly. According to Google, Bobo was a prison inmate. Really? 1200 discs, you don't think they will work in the 500s? Well, I know. I might be able to... I'll get him in the slot, though. Simon. You need to see the Star Trek stuff. Wife is looking at you incredulously as though I'm a kid at Christmas, probably because it's taken me back to being a lad. What's the next giveaway? We've got to do Sean's Hacker Hunter. Got to do an announcement on that. Probably do that tomorrow, actually. It's one of those things, Theo. There's so much of it there. It's all sorts of stuff. There's computer software. There's all sorts of stuff in there. Like it's games that you look at the games today on PS4, PS5, Xbox, and that. They're so complex. But a lot of these old games were very easy to play, and they were quite addictive. You know, we all used to go in the arcades, didn't we? And sadly, I mean, there still is arcades about, scattered around the country, but none of the old ones. Dangerous live streams for Sean. Right, so I think we've sussed that it's underneath the helicopter. Top, middle, or bottom. Under the helicopter. I'm just catching up. I lost loads of chat. You can't see the calendar. Sean, what are you drinking? Hi, Dr. Devious. Good evening. How are you? I can hear you. Well, I can see you typing. Just cracked open a double black IPA by a local Irish brewer. Top stuff. Have a few more, Stephen, and then get on eBay, mate, and you'll be surprised what happens. You'll be very surprised what happens. Right. Number 12. Your chat just flooded as well, Mr. E, did it? Johnny, you're good. The chat froze for some reason. I think we've sussed that number 12 is there. Hopefully, is it going to be something complex that I've got to build again? It's a bag. You have blank discs and 2 drives. You will have to. We could do a bit of copying. Can you still buy 3.5-inch floppies? Do they still make them or not? Hello. Oh, more miniature screws and some skids. Well, that looks like the proper skids now. That looks like a toboggan. Catch you later, Sean. Send her our love, mate. Sean's daughter's home from uni today, so his missus just been to get her. So I'm sure Sean will be disappearing. While we make this helicopter live again, we'll make it a bit more like a helicopter. So this is where we are with it. Let's get rid of me a minute. I've got to get this machine working yet, though, Simon, because we've got the dreaded battery damage. But we have got a working power supply, which is good. Don't encourage you Mrs. Sharp will have me done away with. Yeah, she doesn't know about all the credit cards, though, Stephen. Come on, surely. She doesn't know about all the credit cards. There's got to be that one special one that you're keeping for a special occasion. Right, what we've got to do with this then? Let me just have a quick look at the instructions on the box. So, day 12 skids. Well, again, it's difficult to see on the picture. So it somehow sits on like that. Oh, I see. Right, okay. Yeah, I see. Right. So it sits actually, there's a couple of recesses either side that it sits in. I don't know if you can see that or not. It looks like we've got put 4 screws in the thing. And we've only got 3. It's lucky that I've got this spares box somewhere with some extra bits in it, isn't it? Yeah, we've only got 3 screws and 4 holes, I think. Unless I'm mistaken, but... Right, let's get my screwdriver out. Amiga drives can't read double density. Ah. So can you still buy them? Can you still buy? You have a 3.5-inch floppy, Tony, don't go. Oh my God. I'm not saying nothing. So it looks like we've only got 3 screws, and I'm sure we're supposed to have 4, but, you know. Let me just see, was it saying anything on here about number of screws? I'm sure it's 2 on each side. 1, 2, it says 2, actually. Just on the front piece here. It's actually saying 2 screws, not 3. Okay, so we don't need 4. We only need 2. Bizarre. Okay. Ah. I thought this was magnetised, this screwdriver, but obviously not. It's certainly a bit different, this, isn't it, for an advent calendar? Jeez. That's one, and the other one. Well, there's room for 4 screws, but they only want 2, so maybe something else screws through those. I don't know. There we are. So we've got another spare screw. So my box of spare helicopter, my little bag of spare helicopter bits is getting bigger every day. But it's good that they put spare bits in, because they did did miss out on the screwdriver, didn't they? So this is getting interesting, to say the least. Seems a bit back heavy at the moment, but I'm sure there's something that will go on to balance that up. It's definitely back heavy. Battery pack's got to go somewhere though, isn't it? So that'll soon balance it up. Right, okay. Next, let's get the Weir calendar up. Let's put the helicopter one away. Come back, don't knock that PCB off. Number 12 then. Whew, let's get my drink out of the way just in case. Oh, I can see it. I can see it. Yes, it was Dockley Devious. If you go back to the first part of it, the first board is pretty good. The second board is really bad. I've got that soaking in a bit of vinegar at the moment. Johnny married a crazy Sue. Loads of blank discs on eBay, Rob, is there? Asteroids is cool. Love Defender, yeah, brilliant. There's so many classic games, isn't there? Hello, the chat's going mental again now. You bought a 1200, 600, 500 plus, 4 joysticks, 2 printers, Commodore monitor, 5 boxes of magazines, 2 printers, and a box of other stuff for 35 quid. What? You're joking. Flipping heck. I'll give you 50 quid for it, Spanky, no problem, mate. 50 quid. No problem. That's a big profit. In fact, no, I'll double it. 100% profit. Look, I'll give you 70 quid. No problem. What, the Revel one? I'm not sure. I got it from an auction site, Gertie. The chat seems to be lagging a bit, doesn't it? Why the house centre right for 12? George got it, I think. George is in there. Next to the church. I didn't even know it was a church. Number 12. Mrs. Cruncher's going to wonder what the hell's going on up here, but then I do get a bit excited when something really, what's the word I'm looking for? When I'm really interested in something, I do get carried away. So we've got a number 2 posi drive bit by the looks of it. Okay. Well, we need some more. We need some more screwdriver bits, don't we, in our screwdriver? That's the back end of the Commodore Amiga power supply. Shame I haven't got both power supplies, but there you are. Can't have it all, can we? Right, so let's open the Weir kit up. Let's come around and zoom out a little bit. So this has got to obviously go in the back of the screwdriver. So we've got a number 1 and number 2, so they probably should go together, shouldn't they? There we are. 3 bits in the stubby. I can blame you. It's all your fault, Stephen. Yes, definitely. So there we are. That's the Weira Advent Calendar as well. So there we are. Got some great Advent calendars this year. I must admit, it's the best Advent calendar so far, really. With the helicopter one and the beer calendar. I can't see me doing that every year because it's a bit expensive. But you know, it's good fun. Good fun for all. There was one other thing that I was going to show you, and Sean has actually disappeared now, but you know, end of the day, Sean, can you remember yesterday that, was it yesterday or the day before? When I was, no, it was yesterday, I think. Or was it the day before? I can't remember. I've lost track now of time. It's like a time warp in this place. Can you remember I had 1 glove left after I was doing the Danish oil on that RP75MB? Well, Sean took pity on me, and look what arrived this morning. There he is. Sean has very kindly given me 2 whole boxes of disposable gloves. Now, I can't get disposable gloves at the moment from my normal suppliers. I can buy them on eBay for a fortune, but there you go. Hi there. Hi there, is it Rachel? Yeah, look after Dad. Catch you tomorrow. And welcome back. And this arrived this morning, special delivery from Sean, Mr. Man Cave himself. So he's given me 2 boxes of disposable gloves, which is absolutely brilliant. And they're in my size, large as well, look. So I'm really, really grateful because literally I have got 1 glove left. That is my last glove. Well, it was. Now I've got 200, so that'll last me. That'll probably last me best part of a year, actually. I suspect that'll last me the best part of a year. So, Sean, I really, really appreciate that. Very thoughtful of you, mate. Brilliant. So it means I've got to get on and put the other coats of Danish oil on Patrick's RP75MB now, look. So there you go. So I think the chat is lagging yet again. So let's, you don't want to see 2 pictures of me, do you? That's it for today, people. Hope you've enjoyed that. I've certainly had fun looking through all that old Amiga stuff, and I'm really chuffed that I may have a board that I can actually repair myself. I mean, I've got 2 boards that I can repair myself, really, because I've got all the kit to do it, apart from Gary. Gary has done a runner. So the chat is lagging like mad today, isn't it? I think it's because there's so much chat in there. It's struggling to cope. So I suspect any minute now I'm going to get absolutely. Oh, there we go. The chat's crashed. That's back again. I don't know what's going on here. 10 minutes and daughter says she's out to see her mates. Ha! Crazy, isn't it? I just caught up with it now. So the chat has seems to have crashed again. Let's just go to live chat. See if that's any different. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, the chat's just caught up. Yeah, Sean, good man. Thank you very much, chat. He didn't buy it for the barbers. He is a lovely boy. Yeah, it's been a good one. Enjoyed it. And Gary, where are you, Gary? You're supposed to be in my computer. Someone's nicked you. When you'll be doing more with the computer? I'm not sure yet, Goodeep. You'll just have to. I assume you're subscribed, Goodeep. If you click the little bell, it should notify you. You're going to catch up tomorrow, Rich. No worries, mate. Cheers, everybody. Have a good one. Hope you've enjoyed that, and I shall see you tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'll do tomorrow. I'll have a little play with some stuff during the day and see what I come up with. It might be the computer again. It could be R707. It could be the RP30. It could be the Sony. It could be another Sony that I've just got in. I just don't know. I've got so much stuff here. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed that. And don't forget, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And feel free to leave comments. Bye for now.